So one other thing that I will pull up is there are two major components that PMI has made available from a DA knowledge base perspective. And I'm going to quickly show both of them because I'm going to show some of the things that we've now really improved upon how you get to this information. This is the DA browser, and the DA browser is a freely available online tool that anybody can go to. And
right now?
Right now.
On PMI. Do we have a link up there?
I do. Here's the link. I'll put the link. Well, so let me move this for a second.
All these treasures
DAB,
that nobody knows about.
Yeah, so that's one of the big problems with DA is nobody knows this stuff's here. So dab.pmi.org, which is very small, but it is right here on my screen, dab.pmi.org. This is the Disciplined Agile browser. That's what DAB stands for. And the browser is where we're going to find practices that are from Agile, from Lean, from predictive, from value stream management. And again, there's over 2,000 practices.
See, this is the visualization I was talking about, because anybody who kind of looks at this is kind of like a mind map or a work breakdown structure. You see the different phases, and then you see the different
mind maps. Exactly. And let me show you how. So over on the left-hand side, how they are arranged, and I'm going to just shrink this for just a second, right, is Disciplined Agile delivery is all the team level stuff. And then we've got content from a DevOps perspective. We've got things from an enterprise perspective and things from a value stream perspective, right? And again, they're kind of alphabetical. So, value stream should be, these should be flip-flopped, but nonetheless, right? And each one of these, and I'm going to click on Explore Scope in the inception phase, right? Because this is where we find practices that are not all, but a lot of them that are in the requirement space. So this mind mapper, this is called a process goal, is really just a container of practices, and there's decision points like how are we going to explore scope, how are we going to explore usage, how are we going to explore the domain. And what you can do is you can click on one. So I'm going to go, let me see user story. It'll give me a brief description. It'll give me some trade-offs. And then for a lot of these, we can go underneath resources. And there are links to vetted content that are either, something you're going to find out in the industry, user stories applied for, agile software development, or something within the PMI ecosystem. So this is sort of one of the things that we have. There's great benefit here, and PMI has made this available to anybody for free. Originally, it was going to be for PMI members. And then it was like, well, anybody that took a DA course will have access. And then it was just like, no, they just made it years ago free to everybody. And so DA does have, there are life cycles within DA. There's an Agile life cycle and a Lean life cycle. And those are the ones that are more geared for larger quantities of work, something that's like a project or a value increment. Right. And so we've got the inception phase, construction phase, and transition phase, and then ongoing. And again, ongoing, you're going to see things like metrics and intake work and addressing risk. It's just, again, because of the way these things are laid out, ongoing really could be like, around all of this. but again, this is kind of a,
No, this is great that you're showing. This is what I was talking about, that visualization, because I'm sure there's a bunch of people, and I hope I'm going to be doing this after this podcast, is to go on here and just kind of fiddle with it, right? And see, push a couple buttons and see what happens. And a lot of the cognitive, assimilation of content that has to happen is between you and the content. You need to take time and kind of assimilate it and kind of translate it and then put it into a logical framework that works for you. And this is great. Thanks for sharing this.